group number ones, welcome to this week's reading. This week we are doing a spread called Banishing Drama. So this is the card that pulled you guys in. It's this hazy, cool picture that's supposed to be a river, but also an egg in a frying pan. And it's also like a river with like boats and little people swimming in it and stuff like that. You know what it kind of reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, which I loved that book, and also the movies. They're super cute. So let's get into it, shall we? So this reading has 6 different questions, and we're going to go through them together. So I think I'm going to read the questions first and kind of show you which direction we're going to go in, and then we'll go through them one at a time. So they go like this. What is this dramatic situation really about? What is my ego's agenda here? How can I allow myself to be at peace instead of trying to be right? What kind of boundary do I need to set? What can I do to stay away from this drama? And what has this situation taught me? So we're going to do those 6, and then we will pull an oracle card from Kali, and that will be your reading. Okay, guys? Okay, let's get started. So the first question is these 2 cards here, which is, what is this dramatic situation really about? And the cards we have for you guys are the Emperor card, as well as love. Get some, give some, it will cheer your ass up. Yeah, so I guess this dramatic situation has something to do with love, either being withheld or given, or if you're a poly person, there's a lot of drama around love. I mean, even if you're a monogamous person, I'm sure there's some drama about love in your life, whether that's familiar love or friend love or whatever. Yeah, love can cause a lot of drama, especially when communication is not a part of the equation or not a healthy part of the equation. So with the Emperor card here, in what the real issue is in this dramatic situation that you're thinking of is the Emperor. It's about control. It's about a control as associated to love. So who's in charge of this relationship? You know, there's this feeling of ownership, which personally I don't subscribe to as a poly person. But this feeling of control and manipulation, and who is the most loved, you know, of this situation. So it's an issue of control around the matter of love. So that's what it's really about. It's not about who said what first or what anything. It's about controlling a relationship that's centered around love. So let's move on from that card and move to what is my ego's agenda here? And this is your card. So what is your ego's agenda here? And the card we have for you guys is the Hanged Man. Ooh, this is interesting. I like this for you guys because it feels like your ego's motivation in this is to unlearn old beliefs about love and relationships, or about how love is shown, or how we approach the relationship escalator and like that kind of stuff. So your motivation in this whole thing is to try and do something different. Obviously, if you're doing something different than what society sees as the norm, you're gonna get some backlash, maybe some confused people in the relationship, especially if communication is not your strong suit. It would take some practice. It would take some discussion. It would take some open and honest communication with whoever is involved to be able to explore something new and different that is from a different perspective than the world gives us, than normal society deems is correct. So yeah, your motivation is to do something new here. I think there's also a message in here that like you're trying something new, and like there's this ego of like, well, why don't you just get it? Why don't you just understand? Why don't you just like do the thing that I'm trying to do easily with no problems or jealousy or any of the things, right? That's unrealistic. When we're trying something new in a relationship, there's gonna be some upset. There's gonna be some working through of problems. And if we're not prepared to work through those things with our partner without jealousy, or, well, not saying that jealousy is bad or wrong. It just is. It's having compassion and understanding that our partner is allowed to feel how they feel, right? And working through those things with our partner as a team instead of judging them for it taking longer for them to get it. Like, if you easily get something, sometimes it's frustrating to work through the intricacies of it because you just get it. But not everybody's going to just get it, right? So you have to work through the intricacies of this situation with somebody to help them understand. And that's okay. Like, they might need time, they might need patience. Letting go of our need to make this happen immediately might be a good path for us to go down. Cool? Cool. So let's move on. So card number 3, this is how can I allow myself to be at peace instead of trying to be right? So the cards that we have for you here are, we have the King of Cups. This is a very handsome King of Cups, by the way. And we have fuck fear. Ooh, I like this. It will lie to your face. Awesome. Yeah. So, again, that need to be right, to be like, this is working, even if it's not working. Even if there's some intricacies to work out. Letting go of that need. And instead leading with our heart, leading with our emotions, leading with how it's making us feel, trying to communicate to the people involved how we are feeling without hiding it under our ego of I'm just right, you know. Fuck fear. It will lie to your face. Yeah. Leading with our heart and our emotions instead of the need to control, the need to be in charge, the need to be right. This is the path. It's leading with how we actually feel instead of the bruised ego that we might have. And like, also feeling that it is a safe place to share our emotions is not, what am I trying to say here? Spirits. Sometimes when we grow up, seeing relationships in that vein of control, like head of household type shit, if we grow up in that situation, we might feel fear around expressing certain emotions that aren't allowed or aren't acceptable for our gender or whatever that society has put onto us, or for our role. Like for example, a male person might be afraid to express sadness because they're not supposed to be sad, right? Letting go of the need to look a certain way and instead leading with the emotion we actually feel and expressing that to our partners and the people we love, the people we are in relationship with, the people we are in this dramatic situation with, would really open up communication in a way that lets everybody be more vulnerable, if you know what I'm saying. So I think that's all I have to say about that card. So let's move on. So the next card we have is, what kind of boundary do I need to set? What kind of boundary do I need to set about this drama? And the card we have for you guys is the Page of Wands. And detox. Drink a smoothie, unfriend that asshole, and throw some shit out. Okay. Throw some shit out. Yeah, so there might be a need to take a break, to detach a little bit, to detox a little bit, to maybe learn some ways that we're not totally reliant on whatever this drama involves. Finding means of letting things go in other areas of our life. Like if for example, this drama is with like a parent relationship, finding safe places with our friends to like let go of some of this drama, or to be away from the parent for a while, or setting times on our boundaries around our time that we spend with this person, that kind of a thing. But we also have the Page of Wands here, and the Page of Wands talks about our passions and our want to do things. So again, I'm feeling this message of like, I spend a lot of time in this place with this person, whoever it is, whatever situation you find yourself in, and it might be prudent to spend some time away from each other, just to clear the air, clear our minds, take a break. Adult timeouts are totally legitimate and very helpful. And it's not abandoning the person. It's like letting them know, hey, I need some space and time with this, so I'm going to separate myself from the situation for X amount of time, and I will be back to discuss this later, right? It's not a total abandonment, but it is an expression of a need to find a space where we can be apart and figure out what our individual self wants and needs. I hope that makes sense to you guys. So, some time apart, some not doing every single thing together, some space to find what our true self is trying to say to us, if that makes sense. So setting some boundaries around our time, letting ourselves have some me time by ourselves. Okay, so the next card that I have for you guys is, what can I do to stay away from this drama? And the card that we have for you guys is, we have the Nine of Pentacles, and we also have shit is going down with your job. Reevaluate and change your perspective, or fucking quit. Okay. So there's a couple different messages here. One is that there's a lot of other shit you gotta do. So let's prioritize things a little bit differently. Leave some space for some other things, some other people, even work, things like that. There's other shit going on. So let's prioritize our time a little bit better, so that not everything is this one thing. You know what I mean? I think it's also saying, like, you have an abundant life, and if you're feeling trapped and controlled, there are other meadows for which you can go to. If the way this relationship is working, and we're trying something new and hitting a brick wall, it might not ever work the way that you want it to, or the way that you foresee it working. It might not. Even if we lead with our heart, even if we give time to figure things out, even if we work through the intricacies, I don't know what word I'm trying to say. Even if we work through the complicated little details of something with someone, sometimes something is just not right. And there is still the option for you to just go. Just leave. Instead of putting yourself and the other person that is in this relationship through a shit ton of turmoil, just to find out that it's still not going to work. There is always that possibility for you. And if you are somebody who is in an unsafe relationship, that ability is still there for you. It just might take some more covert and careful means of extraction. And those resources are out there, and I encourage you to look and find them. Even going to the library to do research. Libraries let you use their computers for free. Anyway, that's a heavy message, and I hope it finds who it's looking for. Anyway, moving on, I am not a therapist or a licensed professional, so definitely also find those resources, because I am not those things. Definitely look elsewhere beyond spiritual help if you are stuck in a bad situation. Okay, so moving on to the next question. What has this situation taught me? All right, and the card we have for you guys is the Three of Swords. Okay. As well as, you look like a shit show. You're a hot mess. Fact. Clean yourself up. Kind of rude cards, but okay. Sorry, my Rebel deck is very loud. I should have prefaced this with a trigger warning that my Rebel deck is very loud and very not pulling punches. But so what have we learned from this experience? We got the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is the heartbreak card, and the grief card, and the tough times card. And we got you're a hot mess. Fact, clean yourself up. This relationship might have been a very difficult one. What we might have learned is how to move through tough situations, how to move through grief, how to pick ourselves up when we are in the darkest part, and relying on ourselves rather than the control and influence of others. Might be what we have learned from this relationship, which is not a nice thing to learn. But sometimes we do have to learn that we are the ones with the power. So yes, we have learned from this dramatic situation to pay attention to how things make us feel, how we feel, whether that's safe and comfortable or controlled and demeaned. So, yeah. So if we're continuing in this relationship, whatever kind of one it is, and we're still leading with our hearts and we're still making time for ourselves and all those things, we also just need to learn to take care of ourselves, because this other party's opinion, their view on your life is not necessarily the truth. You know your truth. So, this was a tough reading, group number ones. But I hope it reached who it's supposed to reach. Now, the last thing that we're going to do for you all is I have my Kali Ma Oracle deck, which is still covered in wax from the last time we did a Kali reading, and the wax candles all fell over her. Anyway, we are going to get one card from the Kali Ma deck. Fun fact, this tarot deck that we're using today is also one that she has come through personally to me. So it's it's all about Kali today. So, or Durga, as I know her. Kali is one of Durga's many faces, or Durga is one of Kali's. It's a bit confusing, but yeah. So let's see what we have for you guys. Kali, could we get one card for my group number ones about this tough situation they find themselves in and their need to separate themselves, while maybe also having some patience and understanding that change takes a lot of time. All right, we have 2 cards for you, so I'm gonna let it ride and we're gonna look at them. So the 2 cards that we have for you, my group number ones, are, card 24, Matanji. Let's see if we can see her better. Matanji. As well as card number 6. Wow, you guys got some vengeful Kali Mas. Card number 6, Trauma Nagme. So, we are going to read these 2 cards to you out of the book, and that will be your reading, okay, you guys? Here, let's put other Kali here and here. Okay. So, let's read from the book, shall we? Okay, card 24, Matanji. Matanji? I think that's how you say it. She is the tantric queen of outcasts, unveiling hidden inner power to thrive outside of conventional society. She holds the secret teachings of the power of the voice, of the healing power of art and music. She is the divine feminine medicine for the lost, the alienated, those who have been cast aside. If you have been denied love and respect, she brings healing and empowerment. If you have suffered rejection, abandonment, or been labeled as unworthy in any way, she brings dignity and repair. She is the ignition of a creative, joyful, and vibrant life path. In a reading, she augurs the overcoming of a toxic pattern or situation. If you have been feeling at the mercy of another person or situation, she reassures you that you have the spiritual power within You have the spiritual power within to claim your energy as your own. She will assist you in shedding psychic contaminations or residues from others. And you need to have no fear, as Matangi operates outside of systems and convention. If you are feeling afraid or victimized within a system of bureaucracy, for example, you are asked to seek sanctuary in her and trust in her overriding power. No fasts or other purification rituals, no intentions or other forms of teaching are required to practice Matangi's mantra. She encourages music and dance as a way to connect with her and receive her blessings. She reminds us that to the divine eye, we are lovable, worthy, and acceptable as we are. Hers is a joyful path of the heart. That seems very poignant for you guys. And card number 6, Trauma Nagmo. She arises, instinctively responding to a severe threat to your well-being, freedom, and sacred fulfillment. Her fierce form causes the impure to tremble and the pure of heart to move close. She is furious in her wrath against injustice. Dispense with the thoughts of vengeance. Pray for mercy for all beings, especially those trapped in patterns of consciousness harmful towards themselves and others. Open your heart to her heart and allow her to attend to all matters of karma while you remain true to your higher self. You may not understand her wisdom and method, but you can trust in what is happening, especially the things breaking apart or rising anew. Any pain you may be experiencing now is so much less than what would have taken root if certain circumstances were allowed to continue. When a boundary needs to be set, it is not a time to play nice or pacify people, or circumstances attempting to exploit your good nature. Tromo Nagamo shall not stand for such disrespect, and trying to keep the peace may be cultivating behaviors that are not self-honoring will backfire. Authenticity with compassionate detachment is the only way forward now. Trust in her more than you trust in your doubts or fears. She has the power to bring about what needs to occur. Wow, that's an intense reading. Well, again, be safe, take care of yourself, trust that separations are the ones that need to happen, and remember, you have the power. Okay? Okay. That's all I'm seeing for you, group number 1. I hope you guys have a blessed everything. Please like, comment, and subscribe. That helps me so much on this channel. And be safe, everybody. I hope you guys have a blessed everything. This was Pan. Bye, guys.